It's the show all about our first state, Delaware. Highlighting all sorts of events, stories, current news, and exciting people. With your hosts, Patricia D. Harris and Richard F. Blackwell. Welcome to View from the 302.
Thank you, Janine, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the May edition of View from the 302. I'm Richard Blackwell.
And I am Patricia D. Harris, and welcome to our show that's all about our first state, Delaware.
That's right. On the first Wednesday of every month, Patricia and I will bring you up-to-date news and exciting events from all three counties in our first state.
And we will also spotlight those wonderful folks who are doing their part in moving Delaware forward each and every day.
So, Patricia, who will you be checking in with tonight?
So, Richard, I'm so excited to have with me tonight Dr. Christina Watlington of Dr. Watlington and Associates. I'm so excited about this interview tonight.
Yeah, that should be great.
Yes, and a little later in our program, Richard and I will present some up-to-date news that all Delawareans need to know.
Yes, we will. And plus, we will also have Delaware Sports with Dan Rosenfield. But first, Patricia and I would like to update you on our COVID vaccination process in our first state. Currently, statewide, there have been 757,157 doses of vaccine administered. The Department of Public Health is reporting that 52.8% of all eligible Delawareans have received at least one dose of the vaccine. Now, a total of 300,755 Delawareans are fully vaccinated. More than half of all Delawareans 16 years and older have received their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine.
Wonderful. Looks like we're moving in the right direction.
Yes, we are.
And if you are still looking to get vaccinated, there are 5 clinics in our Delaware area where you can that have walk-in hours. You can go to Porter Public Health in Wilmington, Williams Public Health in Dover. You can also go to Riverwalk Public Health in Milford, Adams Public Health in Georgetown, and Shipley Clinic in Seaford. You can go to these clinics Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And if that time doesn't work for you, you can also go between 1:15 p.m. and 4 p.m.
All right. Now, making sure that a person completes the vaccination process by getting their second dose has become a priority for the Department of Public Health. It has been reported that 8% of all Americans are skipping their second dose in fear of side effects. Wow. Now, side effects are normal, and they include arm soreness, fatigue, headaches, chills, fever, and joint or muscle pain. Now, these side effects usually go away in a few days. I know after my second dose, I suffered about maybe 3 days, but I was back up and on my feet again. What about you?
I had some nausea. I was nauseous and I was tired. But I can tell you within 24 hours, I was back up and moving.
So get that second shot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, since there are many variables about whether or not you should continue to wear your mask after being fully vaccinated, please contact the Delaware Department of Public Health for specific information, and they can be reached at area code 302-283-7100. Let me give you that number one more time. That is 302-283-7100.
And you know, folks, with the majority of Delawareans being vaccinated, Governor Carney has declared that as of May 21st, most capacity restrictions will be lifted. Delawareans should follow the CDC mask guidance while outdoors. And if you're planning larger events, you still must get approval from the Department of Public Health.
Well, it looks like we're moving in a good direction, Richard.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
And so, but we got to remain safe.
Yes, we do, folks.
Well, Delaware, that is our vaccination report. And you can always stay abreast by reading Delaware's daily publication, the News Journal. Now, folks, stay with us. Coming up next is my chat with Dr. Christina Watlington on View from the 302.
Hi, I'm Tom Watson, owner of Jam 24/7 Sound. We're a full-service audio-video facility. We offer support for working and aspiring musicians. We have a performance stage, rehearsal space. We offer audio-video recording facilities and services. We're conveniently located between Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington vicinity off of I-95. We're open 24/7 by appointment. I can be reached via text or telephone at 302-367-4647, and I look forward to working with you.
Welcome to View from the 302. I am your co-host, Patricia Harris, and I am so excited to have with me today Dr. Christina Watlington. Dr. Christina Watlington, how are you?
I am doing well today on this Monday. How are you doing?
I am doing great. I am looking forward to this weather getting back to the way it was last week. It's a little chilly today.
It is a little chilly today.
Yeah, so I want that 70-degree weather we were feeling for a day or two to come back. And I wanted to just compliment you on, I love The Office. I understand that that was a makeover, right?
Okay, so this space is my doing. So this is where my creativity comes up. I was even trying to match it with having a little red on.
And I got my red earrings, so we're
look at this. Look, I got this going on too.
Awesome.
But yes, I did get an office makeover. So the rest of it, but this part hasn't been made over. But thank you for the compliment.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So Dr. Watlington, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I am a licensed clinical psychologist. I have a practice in Wilmington. I did have one in Middletown, but with this double pandemic, and I say double because it wasn't just the COVID-19 pandemic, it was also a racism pandemic that we've been in for 400 plus years.
Yes.
But the world changed. And so I gave up my Middletown office because I'm still able to reach people across the state via telehealth. So I have this office here in Wilmington. And we provide mental health services to children and adults and their families who are dealing with depression and anxiety and trauma-related disorders. And people who just want to come and just have a conversation. You know, oftentimes with mental health, people think they have to have a diagnosis to come in, especially in Black and brown communities. That's why we often say, well, I ain't crazy, I'm not coming in.
Right.
And it's not like in having an anxiety disorder or depression or trauma symptoms or substance use disorders or eating disorders makes you crazy. But I want to make it clear that you could just be dealing with life challenges, and the door is open for us to help you out with that.
Awesome. And so if someone was interested in making an appointment, what would be the best way for them to reach out to you?
So they can go to the website. That is www.dr for doctor, Watlington, WATLINGTON.com. And so there's a contact us on the website. They can also contact my wonderful virtual assistant. Her name is Carmen at admin, ADMIN, at drwatlington.com. And they can reach out and, hopefully we will have the availability to work with whoever contacts us.
Yes. And so I wanted to get that information out early because I know that this is something, these services are so needed, and a lot of us find it difficult to reach out and ask for help, right? Because as you had already said, I'm not crazy. I don't need any help. I can get through it,
Yes.
And then it's that whole thing of, just feeling bad that you even need this assistance. But, so how, there's a stigma out there around mental health. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I would love to talk about that. I think in general, society hasn't done a good job talking about mental health. We can talk about having diabetes or low sugar. We can talk about having a sprained ankle. We could talk about medical things that are happening in our body, but we get really uncomfortable talking about what's happening in our mind, right? And I do believe there is a mind-body connection. I don't believe it. It's just facts, right? But that's because we haven't done a good job at talking about the importance of healing what's going on here. And it's because when we are doing that, we're inviting in a conversation about being vulnerable.
Yeah.
We don't like people knowing all of our business, 2/3 of us, when I say us, I mean everybody, has experienced something traumatic before the age of 18. And this is based on the Adverse Childhood Experiences Study. So someone could, if you're listening to this, look up the ACE study. There's lots of information on it. 2/3 of us. This is emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional neglect, physical neglect, growing up in a household where your parents have been divorced, growing up in a household where a family member is in prison, growing up in a household where there's substance use, growing up in a household where you see violence, right? So most of us have experienced that. And if you have experienced that, the body keeps score. What we don't work on, our issues do end up in our tissues, right? So we need to work through that. Emotions are meant to be moved. How do we move them? We have to talk about them. We have to recognize they're there. We have to process them. And then we have to go on about our life in a way that's aligned with our highest values. And that's what therapy helps us to do. But it's scary to feel those feelings. And I think particularly in Black and Brown communities, we do not feel that we have permission to feel.
Right.
Can I trust you? Can I feel safe with you? Are you going to use this information against me? Do I have permission to have breakdown at work and cry? We don't feel we can do that. And we have messages that if we do that, we're weak. And so there's a lot of stigma. We don't think people can help us. We don't think people have any business being in our business. And that becomes a barrier to care. So, yeah.
I like what you said, that our bodies keep score. Can you break that down a little bit more? Our body, because I'm thinking of all the different ways that our bodies can keep score with getting sick and all because of what we're holding in.
What we hold on to, right? So I want you to imagine, I'm going to do a snake. Well, I have reptile issues. I have a reptile phobia, but I don't need help with that. Well, I won't curse. I don't need help with that stuff because, I'm okay with having reptile phobia. So let's imagine that you and I are taking a walk, and we're taking a walk in a beautiful park, and we see a big old snake, right? Now, if you're like me, you're going to be terrified of that snake.
Yes.
So we're going to have a natural stress response, right? Everything that our body needs to do to prepare us to escape that snake is going to happen. My heart's going to beat fast. My pupils are going to dilate. I'm going to start breathing differently because I'm trying to run from that snake. I don't know if you're going to try to fight the snake, but I'm going to try to run.
No, I'm running with you.
We're running together, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, that's okay, right? If we're in a park and we see a snake, that's a natural stress response that our body has that helps us to take care and protect ourselves. But what happens if we're metaphorically surrounded by snakes of stress every day? Racism every day, microaggressions every day, sexism every day, being told we're not enough every day, dealing with dark thoughts every day, having trouble sleeping, and so on and so forth, right? That causes wear and tear on the body and on the brain, right? And then because we do not like emotional discomfort, I don't know anyone who does,
Yeah.
we start to do things to push that away. So it might be we start to drink alcohol because that just helps us to feel better. It's
Right.
coping,
Mm-hmm.
right? We start to abuse drugs. We overeat. We become sexually promiscuous. So we start to engage in risky behaviors that are coping,
Yes.
but in the long term, they work against us, not for us, and that causes disease in the body.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you don't engage in those behaviors, exposure to chronic stress causes disease in the body,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so again, if we don't process that stuff, then the body keeps score, right? The
Yeah.
body's going to be impacted by that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the things that we see, Patty, whether we're talking about depression or anxiety or trauma-related disorders, they're all maintained by avoidance.
Yeah.
We're trying to push away that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, congratulations, that's coping. It's just
Right.
short term,
Right.
it's not long term.
Right.
And so this need to suppress our feelings, that takes a toll on our bodies. We're supposed to feel those things. And emotion only lasts, Patty, for 90 seconds.
Mm.
Now, I know a lot of people, and when I tell my clients that, they're like, oh, come on, really? I have some stuff
Because
that's
I
been
done
sitting for
cried
like
all
90
day long.
days.
Right.
I have stuff that sits for a lot longer than that. It's an emotions in the
Mm-hmm.
body, a feelings in the mind.
Yes.
So an emotion is, if you just let it be there, it's
Yeah.
going to come and go in like 90 seconds.
Wow.
We start to tell ourselves stories like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm no good, my life isn't going to get any better, why me, I don't like the life I'm living in,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I should be in this relationship or I shouldn't be in that.
Right.
People, you know, when we start to do the storytelling, that's what keeps the pain going on. It's not pain
Mm-hmm.
anymore,
Yeah.
it's suffering, right?
Wow. Mm.
So therapy really helps us to transform our suffering into
Yeah.
pain, which is
Mm-hmm.
natural, and then
Mm-hmm.
into personal freedom, because we can have pain in our life that's promised to us,
Mm-hmm.
but we can still do the things that brighten us up and bring us joy. And,
Yes.
you know, both can exist.
Right.
We don't have to work on getting rid of stuff so much.
Right.
You know?
Wow. I love that. Thank you. And that whole 90 seconds, the emotion only lasts 90 seconds. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes and goes pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, and so when you know when something starts and when the time frame in which it can last, like that's therapeutic within itself. Like,
Yeah.
Let me just get the 90 seconds.
Like this start counting. But you know, if you're starting to do the countdown, then you might exacerbate it, because then at 90 you might be like, well, why isn't it done? So something's wrong with me. So you have to be careful of that. But it's just realizing that our emotions are meant to be felt, Patty, right? Like it's about leaning into rather than away from the pain. I just had a session with a client and we were talking about, you know, painful experiences. And I asked this question, like, so what's so bad about the pain? What's so bad about anxiety? It's a feeling. What's so bad about it?
Right.
I believe our emotions are here to communicate to us things that are important to us, right? If anger makes a lot of sense, right? If something important to me has been violated, or if there's a sense of injustice, right? I don't discriminate with emotions. Anger makes a lot of sense when you live in a world that's not just. Rage does too.
Yeah.
Grief, if I've lost something or someone I love, right? That makes a lot of sense. So the emotion, we believe, I think, that we're supposed to be happy 24/7. And I take issue with pop psychology, our coaches out there, or other mental health professionals that preach that we need to be happy 24/7. Do positive thinking, think positively, live your best life. And I'm about that, right? Except for the fact that we're not meant to be happy 24/7. If you went through something painful in your life and you feel happy, then I'm checking you out. Something's a little off, right? You're supposed to work through that stuff.
Right.
So we're not, life isn't about feeling better. Life is about being better at feeling. I think those are two different things.
Yes.
Right?
I love that.
Have
And
respect for our feelings. We
yeah,
have to give them some respect, you
right,
know?
right. And as you're going through that journey of healing, there's going to be some highs and there's going to be some lows, and there's going to
Yeah,
be some highs
yeah,
again. And so we got to be able to embrace that, embrace all that comes with that healing
right.
process. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to allow it to be there. I say
Right.
that emotions are like, for those of us who have children, like a crying baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a crying baby, what do? Do you just walk away from the baby?
Mm-hmm.
You don't,
Yeah.
right? You go and you hold the
Mm-hmm.
baby and you
The
rock
first
the
one,
baby.
by the second and third one, yeah, you just
Well,
walk
yeah,
away. They'll
but
stop
we're talking
crying.
about the new baby. We're talking about we're talking
Right.
about the new baby, right? And so you lean in, you nurture it, right? You
Mm-hmm.
nurture the baby. And our emotions, our feelings, if we
Mm-hmm.
personify them, right? It's like a crying baby. They want to
Yeah.
be nurtured. They
Mm.
want to be held.
Yeah.
And then they calm down,
Right.
right? But
Right.
if we ignore them, they scream louder. And we
Right.
could think even in relationships, like if someone ignores you and you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
express yourself,
Mm-hmm.
well, you might chase them around the house because you
Right.
want to be
Right.
heard.
You're going to
Because
listen to me.
you're going to
Yes.
listen to me,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So it
Yes.
escalates. It doesn't
Right.
de-escalate. So we want to
Right.
lean into, right,
Awesome.
our feelings.
So, Dr. Watlington, you have said so much in this just short amount of time. You have said so much. I am thinking about that individual that is listening to this interview and they want to come, they want help,
Yeah.
but they're scared, and as you already said, they don't know if they could trust the individual that they're going to talk to. They don't know what they're walking into in the office, or
Yes.
what's going to come up on the other side of
Yes.
this Zoom call, right? They don't know. And
Yes.
so they're stuck.
Yes.
Can you speak directly to that individual?
Absolutely. So for wherever that person wants to go for therapy, it's important to recognize that the first session is not just me, the psychologist or the social worker or the counselor interviewing the client. The client is interviewing the provider as well,
Mm-hmm.
right? So one, if the client, has the opportunity to voice what's important to them and to make a decision if this is a person they want to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if this person I'm speaking to can feel empowered to put their foot in the door or
Mm-hmm.
click on the Zoom, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which makes some people feel safer because they
Right.
can do therapy now in the comfort of their own home,
Right.
to remind themselves that they don't have to go with the person that they do the initial session with.
Mm-hmm.
It's an opportunity to feel if it feels right.
Okay.
The most important predictor of success in therapy, above and beyond all the fancy techniques, I know techniques for treating trauma,
Mm-hmm.
right? But if you don't feel safe with me, Patty, then it's not
Mm-hmm.
going to work.
Right.
If you're like, I don't know, I don't feel any connection, I don't like her vibe, she curses too
Mm-hmm.
much, whatever,
Right.
right? Then that's fine. And you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to keep going. So I think if we are empowered to know from the beginning, we have a choice,
Yeah.
right? Then that could be really, really helpful. I also would say that it's important to consider how has it been going thus far.
Right.
We're not meant to do this thing alone called life, and we are social beings.
Mm-hmm.
We're meant to talk and connect with others. As much as I like my girlfriends, if I'm going through something really serious, right? Like my girlfriends could be there and have my back, right? But therapists, we have training. We have training in a variety of things that cause stress in one's life. And if you have heart disease, you would go to a heart doctor. If you're dealing with some stuff in your mind and in your personal life, you want to go to someone who has the expertise to support you.
Right.
So
Awesome. Thank you for that.
yeah.
And so right now, and up to this point, your appointments are on Zoom, but I understand that you're going to be opening up in-person sessions soon?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we do telehealth services. It's not quite through Zoom, but it's a similar
Okay.
system. It's a HIPAA protected system we use. And we have a grand reopening of the practice on May 1st.
Awesome.
And I'm calling grand reopening. It's really for the therapists that are part of the team. So we're going to celebrate because we haven't seen each other for a minute. And we do want to open the doors. I'm a big supporter of telehealth. I think it's been wonderful, right? For everything bad comes something good. And what the pandemic has brought to mental health is a realization we can reach more people through the use of telehealth. And I would hope that it stays. I hope it stays. And some people will benefit more from in-person services, right? Like right now I can see you from here up, but you could be tapping your foot. You know, you could be really anxious and I can't read that body language, right? So, so I think, you know, I'm going to keep the telehealth thing as long as I can. I'm not dismissing it. And in the hierarchy of what I think is best, I am going to be a little biased towards in person, you know? So, but clients still have the opportunity to choose. I want to really emphasize that. So we are going to open our doors again May 1st and bring in clients in a safe environment. That's COVID friendly. I got myself all vaccinated. I'm good to go. I got my superhero cape because I've been vaccinated. But we will wear masks and do things to keep people safe.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that the doors are opening because, you know, I'm one, I can just say me personally, I like that person-to-person interaction. I would like to just share real quick, even with like going to church, you know, I have actually been back in our church since April, to be honest, but it is so different. It is so different because, you know, there is none of the hugging, and not that you would be hugging in your office, you know, with your clients or whatever, but it's just that interaction of being face-to-face. And not having this barrier of technology between us. Some are comfortable with that, but you know, when the doors of our church opened back up, I was so excited and I went, but then there was still a barrier, you know? I can't wait till all the barriers are gone and we can just get back to what we know to be normal, you know?
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, there's power of touch. And of course, you're not coming into the therapist's office for all that touch stuff, but like massage therapy, right? There's something about touching the body. Hugging, you know, goes a long way. It makes the brain dance. A handshake goes a long way. So that in person, we do not want to minimize the power of in-person contact. And all respect to technology that allows us to reach more people in this way. So we will keep this, but I'm super excited. I have this, and also I'm paying rent on this spot, you know. I want some people I've been here. I'm paying for this place.
Well, Dr. Watlington, I want to thank you for this time. Like I said, you have just dropped nugget after nugget, pearl after pearl, and I greatly appreciate you. I know you personally. You are dear and near to my heart, and I just want to thank you for this time that you've shared with us, and this won't be the last time. I want to have you back on View from the 302. So thank you.
Wow, Patricia, that was such an outstanding chat with you and the good doctor. Some very pertinent information.
Yes, I really, really enjoyed that interview because you know what, mental health is so important and we don't do enough. We don't talk about it enough, you know, and so I was really excited about that interview. And Dr. Christina Watlington, thank you. You dropped a lot of good nuggets, and I know that there are several people out there that have grabbed hold of them.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Doctor. Right now, folks, we'd like to check in with our sports director, Mr. Dan Rosenfield, with Delaware Sports for the month of May.
Good evening. I'm Dan Rosenfield with your sports report for the month of May. Middletown quarterback Braden Davis announced he will attend the University of South Carolina. The four-star class of 2022 prospect chose the Gamecocks over Cincinnati, Duke, Georgia Tech, NC State, Stanford, and West Virginia. Moving on to high school baseball rankings, St. Mark's takes the top spot, followed by Sussex Tech, Delaware Military Academy, Cape Henlopen, and St. George's. High school softball rankings are Delaware Military Academy, Sussex Central, Caravel, Cesar Rodney, and Laurel. The women's field hockey team won its 9th CAA championship, but they did lose to Northwestern in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Fluent's men's lacrosse team won the CAA regular season title, and they're ranked 16th in the national poll. Del State baseball is 13-20 overall, while Del State softball is 11-20 overall. And Del State football finished the spring season with a 2-3 overall record, including a loss to the Blue Hens. The Blue Hens are in the FCS semifinals after a 20-14 win against Jacksonville State. It is their first semifinals appearance since 2010. Thanks for listening, and now back to Patricia and Richard on View from the 302.
All right. Thank you, Dan Rosenfield, for Delaware Sports for the month of May. Great job, great reporting. And speaking of Delaware Sports, got to let everybody know that the Blue Rocks are playing again at Blue Rock Stadium. So, folks, get on out and enjoy yourselves some great baseball back because they missed last year due to the COVID. So, welcome back to Delaware Blue Rocks. You know, folks, if you're not aware, Delaware is comprised of 3 counties, Newcastle, Kent, and Sussex. Right now, we'd like to take you on a little tour through Newcastle County as we enjoy the music of Delaware resident, bass legend, Mr. Al Turner, and his song, Ride Along.
Wow, what wonderful sights of Newcastle County.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, and that song from Al Turner, Ride Along.
Yeah,
Thank you, Al.
Yeah, thanks, Bernard.
Yes. Now, Richard, let's tell everyone what's going on in Delaware.
Well, yes, we got to tell them because we've got some very exciting and important news.
Yes.
First of all, Delaware, I got to tell you, it's time to get your money.
Get your money.
The IRS has said that more than 5,200 residents in Delaware have yet to file their 2017 tax refunds, which is about $853 per refund.
Wow.
Now you have to, well, if you don't file by May 17th, that refund money goes to the U.S. Treasury. So if you have yet to file your 2017 taxes, get on it.
Yes, Delawareans, go get your money.
Get your money.
And Richard, speaking of money, Delaware is scheduled to get an estimated $337 million in government aid thanks to the stimulus package signed by President Biden in March. This package also includes $1.4 billion for Delaware state and local government to assist with the health and economic impacts of COVID-19.
Yeah, thank you, President. Thank you, President Joe. And to help our economy, the food store Trader Joe's just opened last week in the Christina Fashion Center in Newark. Now, this is the second Trader Joe's store to open in Delaware, with the first, of course, being in Concord Pike.
Yes.
Trader Joe's will join the main event, Marshall's, Home Goods, and other big-name businesses in the Fashion Center.
Yeah, that Fashion Center is really blowing up.
Yeah, welcome, Trader Joe's, welcome.
And in Sussex County, the Residence Inn by Marriott in Rehoboth Beach just added a brand new 104-room hotel. It is located at 18964 John J. Williams Highway, with rooms ranging from $132 to $169 per night for those that need a getaway. Who needs a getaway?
And in Newcastle County, the city of Smyrna has announced that its landmark garden center, Ronnie's Garden World, has been purchased by Maryland-based Homestead Gardens. Ronnie's World has been a staple in the city since 1970 and was owned by Ronald and Glenda Burris.
Wow, that was before I was born, Richard. And congratulations to Vita Pickram for receiving the 2021 Common Fund College and University Foundation Award. Vita is currently the Vice President of Institutional Advancement at Delaware State University in Kent County. Congratulations, Vita.
Yeah, congratulations. And on a solemn note, Patricia and I would like to extend our condolences to the family and friends of Delmar Police Corporal Keith Heacock. You will always be remembered, and thank you for your 22 years of keeping us safe. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Well, everyone, there you have it. Just a few things that are going on in our first date. Patricia and I will be right back with a few reminders. But first, let's take another ride through Delaware's other county, and it's Sussex County. We're going to take a little ride through Sussex County as we listen to a group from Delaware, Anaya Jazz, and their song, Keep It Moving.
what another awesome drive-through,
Yeah.
this time through Sussex County. And we would like to thank Anaya Jazz for that awesome music.
Thank you, Delbert.
Yeah. Now, everyone, don't forget to check out our website, viewfromthe302.com. And remember, this Sunday, May 9th, what is it? It's Mother's Day.
And speaking of Mother's Day, everyone, if you're in the Delaware area, you can join me this Sunday at the Boulevard Cafe in Dover as I host a fantastic dinner and concert starring the super vocalist Master T as he does his Barry White tribute. Showtime, 4 p.m. It's going to be a great show. And don't forget to join us on Wednesday, June 2nd, for the June edition of View from the 302 as we welcome our new member to the 302 family. Angelica Vidro is going to be joining us, and she's going to be handling all of our entertainment. So we can't wait to bring Angelica on board.
Yes, yes. Welcome, Angie.
Welcome, Angie. And before we go, ladies and gentlemen, got to send out a special Mother's Day wish to my mother-in-law, Lillian Raison. And not only is May Mother's Day, but it's also her 101st birthday.
Wow.
So happy birthday, Mom. Love you, sweetie.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it.
That's it.
Yeah. So thank you for watching, everybody. I'm Richard Blackwell.
I am Patricia Harris. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay blessed, and happy Mother's Day.
God bless.